a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa is an English singer, songwriter, and model. Her musical career began at age 14, when she began covering songs by other artists on YouTube. In 2015, she signed with Warner Music Group and released her first single soon after. In January 2017, Lipa won the EBBA Public Choice Award. Her self-titled debut studio album was released on the 2nd of June 2017. The album spawned 7 singles, including 2 UK top 10 singles, Be The One and IDGAF, and the UK #1 single, New Rules, which also reached number 6 in the United States. In February 2018, Lipa won 2 Brit Awards for British Female Solo Artist and British Breakthrough Act. In April, the single, One Kiss, by Lipa and Calvin Harris reached number 1 in the UK singles chart. Early life. Lipa was born on the 22nd of August 1995 in London, to Albanian parents from Kosovo who had left Pristina in the 1990s. She attended Sylvia Young Theatre School part-time before moving to Kosovo with her family in 2008. There she attended the private school Millennium I Tretu in Pristina. Lipa grew up listening to her father, singer Dukagin Lipa. Her first name means love in Albanian. Its atypical nature was cause for distaste in her youth, but she grew to enjoy it, as it eventually eliminated the need for a stage name. At the age of 14, she began posting covers of her favorite songs by artists such as Pink and Nelly Furtado on YouTube. At the age of 15, she moved back to London with aspirations of becoming a singer. Lipa lived with a family friend and studied at Parliament Hill School, returning to the Sylvia Young Theatre School on Saturdays. At the age of 16, she began working as a model. In 2013, at the age of 18, she starred in a television advertisement for the X Factor 2015, 2017, Breakthrough and Dua Lipa. In 2015, Lipa began working on her debut album for Warner Music Group. In August 2015, she released her first single, New Love, produced by Emil Haney and Andrew Wyatt. She released her second single, Be The One, in October 2015. Be The One achieved success across Europe, reaching number 1 in Belgium, Poland, and Slovakia, as well as charting within the top 10 in over 11 European territories. In Australia and New Zealand, the song became an airplay success, reaching numbers 6 and 20 respectively. Lipa describes her musical style as dark pop. On the 30th of November 2015, she was revealed as one of the acts on the BBC Sound of 2016 longlist. Her first tour in the UK and Europe began in January 2016. In November 2016, Lipa concluded her tour through Europe. On the 18th of February 2016, Lipa released her third single, Last Dance, followed by Hotter Than Hell. On the 6th of May, Hotter Than Hell became a hit worldwide, especially in the UK, where it peaked at number 15. On the 26th of August, her 5th overall single, Blow Your Mind, was released, peaking at number 30 in the UK. It became the singer's first entry on the US Billboard Hot 100, debuting at number 72. Blow Your Mind also topped the Billboard Dance Club Songs chart and reached number 23 on the Billboard Mainstream Top 40 chart. In November 2016, Sean Paul released the single, No Lie, featuring Lipa. The song reached number 10 in the UK. In December 2016, a documentary about Lipa was commissioned by the Fader magazine, called Sea and Blue. In January 2017, Lipa released the single, Scared to Be Lonely, with Martin Garrix, reaching number 14 in the UK. Her self-titled debut studio album was released on the 2nd of June 2017. Its 6th single, New Rules, released in the following month, became Lipa's first number 1 in the UK, and the first by a female solo artist to reach the top in the UK since Hello, by Adele in 2015, her best-selling single to date. The song also charted in the top 10 in other territories, including number 2 in Australia, number 6 in the US and number 7 in Canada. Lipa performed at the Glastonbury Festival in June, attracting one of the biggest audiences at that year's event. She performed on the BBC's Later with Jules Holland in October. In December, Lipa was named the most streamed woman of 2017 in the UK by Spotify. She had 4 singles reach the UK top 10 in 2017, with Be the One, Bridge Over Troubled Water, New Rules, and No Lie. 2018 present, second studio album. In January 2018, Lipa received nominations in 5 categories at the Brit Awards, more nominations than any other artist that year. She was nominated for British Female Solo Artist, British Breakthrough Act, MasterCard British Album of the Year, British Single of the Year and British Video of the Year. This was the first time that a female artist had received 5 nominations. She performed at the awards ceremony held on the 21st of February at the O2 Arena in London and won the awards for British Female Solo Artist and British Breakthrough Act. Lipa announced via social media that she had begun working on new material for her second album. She is working with MNEK, who previously co-wrote her single, IDGAF. The singer also collaborated with electronic music producer Weathin on a song called Hi, for the 50 Shades Freed soundtrack released in February 2018. On the 6th of April 2018, Lipa and Calvin Harris released the single, One Kiss, which topped the UK singles chart on the 20th of April, making it Lipa's second UK number 1. Lipa provided the vocals and is also credited as a writer. She performed in the opening ceremony of the 2018 UEFA Champions League final in Kiev on the 26th of May. In May 2018, she said that her second album, likely released in 2019, would be heavily influenced by acts such as Prince and Outkast. It was also reported that she plans to have collaborations with other artists coming out later in 2018, such as one with Mark Ronson and Diplo's newly formed superduo Silk City. Ronson later confirmed the song's title would be Electricity. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to